This week, I've returned from fanning around Europe. Ian brings back one of our favourite games. Mark asks us about a cute levitating golden squid. And Coops has finally mopped up the mess he made after finally having a PvP guest on. Welcome back to the Incensed podcast. We hope that you're all good. And boys, doesn't it feel good to be back as the traditional foursome?
Yeah. It's been a while, hasn't it, since we've all been together?
It actually has.
The golden squid, is that Coops?
Ginger squid.
Well, squids would make a mess, and Coops made a big mess last week, let me tell you.
I made a little bit of a mess as well. But yeah.
It's an inky episode.
I made an inquisitive
to be
mess.
fair, I was going to say, yeah, Marky, don't let me down. You were definitely as moist as I was, without a doubt.
I was excited.
Yeah. But we missed you, Milo, though. Welcome back. We missed you.
I missed being on last week. It was a good one. Well done, boys.
You were actually on. You phoned in.
Yeah, you
very
you
briefly. No, you did a cracking job with Home Slice, Henry. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Yeah,
Are we all
definitely.
good? Everyone okay? We ready?
Everyone is. I can see Ian. He's at the soundboard. I can see he's bro. His eyes. I swear to God, he's like brows. Like she starts like squinting. I'm like, he's about to press the soundboard. He's about to do it. But yes, mate, I am okay. How is everyone else? Clearly not okay. What's going on?
I'm really not in the best mental place at the moment, being... Well, let's put it one way. If I was Spanish or Mexican, my name currently would be Carlos, because my car's off the road, don't have a car, been walking for a week, not happy at all.
Carlos. Nice one.
Listen,
Getting your steps in, Ian. You're getting your 10,000 in a day, mate.
I'm getting that in a day. I'm getting that walking to work and back.
hashtag adventure sync.
Yeah.
There's a podcast that would go alongside very nicely.
Yeah.
Now, music. I need to listen to music when I'm walking.
In AirPods. Oh, see what I did there?
Yeah,
See what I did there?
AirPods.
Yeah.
Holy dolly!
I know. It's good to be back, boys, as the standard quartet. Forgive me for saying this, boys. It's going to be a really terrible joke, but let's rock and roller with this show.
Oh, that's quite funny to be fair. I like that.
You can crease in your AirPods or over your headphones, whichever one is your preference, but... Oh, you've actually put that on the soundboard now. You've actually put that on.
It's there. I'll put it there.
Nice one. At long last, we've been craving that for 80 plus weeks, but it's time to drop your goddamn incense.
Pop your incenses, champions. Let's go.
Either or is good, or depending on the runtime, check the length of the episode. Both might be adequate, but if you bag something nice, shiny, or something hundo-wise while listening to the show, hit us up on our socials at Incense Podcast using hashtag Shinies of the Week.
Clarify the spelling for me.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Finally, I've been replaced, finally. Jeez. SHINIESOFTHEWEEK.
And I'd just like to say, Milo, thank you for that, because last week Coops was that excited he nearly didn't say it.
I heard him rush through it. But to be fair, he's not the first person to try and blase through clarifying the spelling.
See, Ian, are you just on me again tonight? Is this
I'm
what
on
it's
everybody
gonna be?
today. Get ready for it.
Oh, I'm wet. Right, sorry, Elijah, carry on. Sorry.
Have you got a mop nearby, Coops?
I'll take the tiny
I actually do, yeah. Anyway, carry
Dude,
on.
good, he's prepared. Anyway, that's the hashtag you're going to need for tagging us on social media or via our email that we've got, which is somewhere on our socials. Let us know if you get something cool while listening to the show. But boys, I need to ask a question.
And now, children, it's time for Getting to Know You with the Incensed Podcast.
As you may or may not know, I was away on a big road trip across Europe. So my question to you guys is this. You've got to plan a road trip across Europe for the four of us, all right? You got 9 days as a round trip, obviously to get back as well to England. Where are you taking us? And you can be as specific or like have one or couple of destinations as you so please.
I'm going to jump in because the question you've asked is slightly different to what you put on paper, and I'm not reviewing my answer. You didn't say it had to be around Europe. You said what would your road trip be? So I'm going to.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, we can pluck Europe out of that sentence. All right,
Yeah,
it's a
'cause
road trip. You're planning a road trip for the four of us.
So I'm going to jump in, and Ian, you're probably going to go, oh, I might have said this one, but we'll be on the same page with this one, buddy. I'm sure. It would take about 9 days if we did it properly and really took advantage of the west coast of Scotland, but I would take us on the Scotland 500.
Yes, NC 500.
I see where you're going, but mine is slightly different to yours, Mr. Mark.
Good. I've done it. You want to start doing it the other way that we did it. So I think you want to start with the fast stuff on the east coast going up to Scotland. But then when you hit that northeasterly point and then start coming back down counterclockwise, you're going to get some of the slowest, most picturesque, open, rocky, hilly country road landscape. And you can get Starbucks up at Durness. You'll be pleased to know, Milo. That's a surprise. Didn't think that happened up there, yeah. But it would be fun. We would all be out of our comfort zone. I know Coops would probably spend every night in a hotel if you could try and find them on some of those parts of the route. But apple cross for Milo's car in... Absolutely love that.
Yes.
And me, I'd make sure we did a bit of camping on the way down, do some wild camping down by some of the locks and have little campfires going. Not the app, by the way, proper campfires. You see what I did there?
Light up campfire. It's fine.
We're lighting up campfires on the west coast.
We're going to meet
Scotland.
at this obscure gym.
And then we'll do the Isle of Mull and maybe the Isle of Skye on the way back down. But that would last easily 9 days. I think we'd all get something out of it for sure. But it would bring us all together and it would give us the chance to take the podcast on the road, boys. Because we'd have to record on one of those nights.
From a tent.
Scotland's in Europe, actually.
It's still technically
I'm going
Europe.
to go next. It is? I'm going to go next. And Milo may have a similar idea as to what his road trip would be as to what mine is going to be. But I like your idea, Mark. The North Coast 500 is a beautiful scenic drive. However,
if you say something about Top Gear, I
would take us all on the
God.
Penis 287.
I heard about Right, Ian, tell us more.
Yes.
Go on.
Piloting extremely nicely in Scotland.
Piloting extremely nicely in Scotland. Yes, and it's 287 miles long from the starting point. And it involves some of the North Coast 500. It actually basically takes all of the best scenic routes out in a more sort of compact thing that is achievable in 9 days.
Half erect.
If you drive very slowly.
287, like that.
Well, to be fair, you could go around twice in 9 days, but from London, to be fair, by the time you get to Scotland, do it and drive back, you're looking at about 9 days.
Does 287 include getting from London? That's a very short fucking drive in Scotland, isn't it?
It starts in Inverness and goes up that way.
Oh, that makes sense.
It does a little bit.
It cuts out the rubbish bit that I was saying. If you can cut out that chunk on the East Coast. So if anyone who listens to us from East Scotland, I mean, you probably find it quite boring anyway, but we're just saying it how it is. But when you get up to Inverness...
Maston's from Scotland. He'd probably join us.
Yeah, Maston would.
If we're going back to Milo's original question, it would have to be a US road trip. It would have to be something in the US.
I've never been to America, so I'll be down with that.
And I would probably take us somewhere... I'd probably go maybe starting in Florida, then no Coops, it's not talking Top Gear, but then through down into maybe New Orleans and then go into Texas and something like that, because that would be an amazing road trip.
Nice.
Pop in and see some friends on the way, couldn't we, on that road trip?
Well, two answers,
That'd be nice.
Ian.
Yeah, Texas, I'm down for Texas, Ian. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
I know what you're thinking in Texas, Marky.
I'm down with America. I've never done America, Ian. I like the sound of that, and that'd be 9 days.
It sounds stereotypical. To be fair, I've gone from LA to Washington DC in 14 days. So what I've just said is more than achievable in 9 days.
Nice. I'm waiting for Coops to go triple the Victoria.
Self-circular.
On the Lizzie line.
On the Lizzie line, I'm dead. I'm just thinking, like, have you both got a kilt on underneath your desks tonight? We've got two Scottish ones. So, so I'll be honest. I only read the show notes just before the show, and I was like, before my dinner, I was like, I'm gonna think of this question, and I forgot to do it. So I've just been having a little think.
Wing it,
boys. Yeah, I'm winging it. So originally, this is what came to my head. First of all, originally I thought, I'll tell you what we'll do. We're just gonna drive from London to Amsterdam. Right. I know you have stay in Amsterdam for a little bit. You know what I mean.
420.
Mark, Milo. Yeah. You can do a few vlogs and that. Do a bit of film, play a bit of pogo. It's good for Pokemon Go. There, me and Ian.
We played Pokemon Go there for 18 minutes.
Yeah. Me and Ian could have a little tree, and then thinking of to be
Good
honest,
nightlife, Coops. Also, going to say good nightlife. That's all you need to say.
It is good nightlife.
all
It is
banter
good
aside,
nightlife.
taking the piss out of Scotland, I actually really like the sound of that, and I'm not joking. So I will say that if we ever did do that one day, that would fill my heart with nothing but happiness and joy. I don't know if you guys could put up with me for 9 days. I'm not.
Well, yeah, but you
sure.
turn up late, wouldn't you? So you'd probably only be there for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, I turn up on day 8.
He'll fly to Inverness
You'll
and meet
meet
us
us at
there.
the finish point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll arrive on like the morning of day 9. Like, all right, guys.
group picture. Now I can fly home.
But yeah, I apologise. I've not really got one to, you know. Oh, how funny! I'm answering
Driving
it
to Amsterdam
like,
for a sesh is all
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Oh,
All right, cool.
I'd be down for that. I mean, I've had some
Oh, there you go.
weekends in
There you go,
Amsterdam.
then.
I'm
yeah.
down for staying in Amsterdam longer than an hour.
We had 2 hours there, Milo. Stop underselling us.
All right, sorry. 2 hours. Wow, so fucking extravagant.
What about you, Milo? Where would you plan our road trip to?
The reason I asked this question is because I would like to take segments of the trip I've done and go with you guys. 'Cause wait a couple of weeks and then that'll come into
he's actually
fruition.
not
all right?
mentioned it yet.
I haven't been here to mention it.
Have you not been here? I'm joking.
But I would try and I'll go from London and try and hit up some of the French west coast, I think, and then go down to the Pyrenees and hit some of the roads around there, and then loop back along the French Riviera up. Try and get as many like mountain passes in as possible.
Some good driving roads around there.
That's the thing. I know the Pyrenees has got some good roads, and the Alps obviously is like sick to drive around. So hit up some ones in northern Italy, and then some of the ones we hit in Austria were awesome. The Grossglockner, I think it's called,
Oh,
was
is
the
that
one
the
I
one
went
that Mark
to.
got wrong last week when you sent your?
To be
was it
fair,
the shiny LGM.
I only got the pronunciation right when I got home.
What did you call it? The gross cockner.
Gross
The gross
Cockner.
cockner, yeah.
It's a large chicken in France, isn't it?
Yes.
Try and hit up that road with you guys, Austria, and I know we'd go back into Germany. All 4 of us should go up the Zugspitze mountain on the cable car. That would be sensational. And then we could end in Amsterdam, have a mad sesh, and then get the boat back from the Hook of Holland over to Harwich, and that would be a massive circle around Europe. It might be quite hard to do in 9 days, but
That sounds a bit more excessive than 9 days, circling most of
we'll
France.
make it work. If Coops does his typical thing, he'll fly to Amsterdam and meet us there.
Yeah.
I'll get there.
I'll
Coops
be
already
there.
baked.
I'm
got one
sliced.
started for you,
I'm
boys.
home sliced, Ian. I'm not baked.
I'm baked coops.
But on the back of that, I have to say I love the sound. We said earlier, like way back in the infancy of this show, that a Scottish road trip needs to be on the
cricket.
cards.
Yes.
Was it episode 7?
7 or so,
6 or
I
7?
think, yeah. We should definitely try and make that happen. Scotland would be awesome. Awesome
I'm
with
down.
you guys.
Sean.
Oh yes.
Oh, we're going Sean Connery again.
Sean Connery Scottish, you know. Hopefully we can nab 9 days of sunshine they have in Scotland every year for that trip. That'd be good.
Sunshine. Yeah, fuck it up.
But that might be happening in the future. Something that we can do right now is play a game.
The fuck?
It's a Peter Griffin impersonation.
Another fucking game.
Yes, Name That Pokemon is back. We've not done this for a very, very long time. So,
Since you hit reverse on it.
oh, that was the last one, wasn't it? Wow. Yeah,
ages.
a good few weeks ago. You all know the rules, so we're going to go through. I'm going to give you the name of a Pokemon. It's going to be in another language, either French, German, or Japanese. And the first one to get the correct name is getting the point. The first one to 2 points is the winner. So, first Pokemon is going to be in Japanese. The Pokemon's name in Japanese is, and I'm going to completely butcher this pronunciation,
Excellent.
Sukanpu.
Panpour.
Quillfish?
Oh god, Skitty?
Can we have it again?
Sukanpu.
You get a clue now, don't we?
Yep. So the name is Sukanpu.
And then again in English.
This is not that easy, sunshine.
Clarify
This
the spelling.
Pokemon is from Generation 4, and I'm not giving you the obvious clues to start with.
Milo's look like me going.
I feel like Coops right now. I'm going, that doesn't help at all.
It's not.
Okay,
no.
yeah. I really think moving forward, I think we need to the generation clues like really don't help, bro. When it gets past Gen 1, I don't know what Pokemon is in one.
But even someone like me,
yeah.
Ian,
Well, the
I'm
thing
gonna
is,
have,
I could've-
Ian, I'm going to have a guess. Pachirisu.
Okay. Thank you, Mark. At least you're doing it and not just bitching.
No. What is
Exactly,
is that
mate.
in Gen 4?
It's
Yes.
Gen 4, yeah. I told you it's Gen 4.
yeah, that's generation 4.
Boys, I hear what you're saying, but I'm trying to tell you, if I knew a fucking Pokemon in Gen 4, I would guess. I don't know any.
Milo?
That's a shut your
That's
mouth.
not right, Coops.
It's either give him the wrong answer, San, or mute him for this section.
Yes.
Prinplup.
yeah.
Prinplup.
Sukanpu.
The thing is, it's gonna be like nothing how you pronounced it.
I'm probably not even pronouncing it correctly, let's face it.
Garchomp.
Okay, so...
Ambipom.
Oh, we're going round again before another clue?
Ooh.
Okay.
Go on, do
No,
another
no,
round.
I
Let me
don't
get a
do it, I
proper
don't know.
guess.
No.
Chatot?
But we're running out of Pokemon in Gen 4, so let's keep going.
It's a small gen, isn't it, Ian? It's a small gen.
Rock and Roller, is that Gen 4?
Oh, good shout, Milo.
I don't know.
Okay. So,
It's Unova, isn't it?
I'm pretty
Probably
sure...
is, actually.
You know.
I'm pretty sure this game that should have been quite quick is going to be quite long tonight. I think somebody will get it from
Coops,
the
you're
next
right.
clue. It is a poison dark type.
Stunky.
I was going to say that.
Oh,
The typing.
Hence why I left the typing until the end.
Yeah, Milo, the gen, doesn't got a fucking clue. For typing, bing! Fucking straight out.
Bam.
So,
To be fair, I thought Rock and Roll was Gen 4. Like,
That's what I
that's a
mean.
casual moment right there.
It's okay.
so the next Pokemon is going to be in Masterful 27's favourite language, Francais.
Oh, Trebianian.
Tribbion. So the Pokemon's name in Francais is Bambucel.
Deerling.
Ooh.
Oh, no, actually, no, sorry, let me rephrase that because my pronunciation is bad. Bamboycel.
Breezel.
Oh.
The problem is that I'm just thinking of Pokemon that sound like it, and it's just going to be totally
No, it
random,
doesn't sound
isn't
like it.
Well, it doesn't sound like it to us.
Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur.
It's a safe guess.
It is a safe guess.
So this Pokemon is a flying and steel type Pokemon.
Aerodactyl.
Skarmory.
Oh, I meant Skarmory. Why did I say Aerodactyl? That's a bit shit, isn't it?
Wait, it's not Skarmory.
No.
No.
Oh, Celesteela.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that one.
The new Ultra Beast.
That is 2 points to Milo.
Oh, how bloody boring. Sorry.
I mean, congratulations.
I didn't know the typing of the new ones, to be fair. Well done, Milo. Well done.
It's so confusing. A dead silence when Coops and I said Skarmory simultaneously.
You did.
It's like,
I couldn't
wrong.
even figure out who actually...
Oh, Ian.
What
Ian,
else?
That means they had 2 guesses in that round, so that doesn't count, does it? Because we only had 1 guess each. Adjudicator, sort them out, please, Ian. Sort them out.
Okay, right.
Point
okay,
null
right,
and
no.
void.
That one is going to be
No,
null and
I'm
void, so we're going to go
messing.
for
I'm
another
Null
one.
and void.
We're going to go for another one. So, are you ready?
Go on,
Do
Ian.
it.
I'm ready. This is going to be, I expect, a gut reaction from all of you with the name of the next Pokemon.
Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur.
Okay.
Bro, that's your guess, you know. That's actually your guess.
I know.
So, the next Pokemon's is going to be pronounced in, well, it's German name. It's not going to be pronounced in German. Katagami.
Caterpie.
Katana. Hey.
Hey.
Well done. So it's now 1-1 to Coops and Milo, since the last point was voided off at the protest of Masterful 27.
Upheld.
So, and if you don't get this one right, I am very disappointed in all 3 of you.
Oh, God. Disapproving Ian.
The next Pokemon's name is going to be in Japanese. In Japanese, this Pokemon's name is Togedemaru.
Togepi.
It's...
Togetic.
Isn't it exactly the same name? Toga Demoro.
What's Togedemaru? What?
It's the Pokemon that's actually just been released for Test Your Mettle.
It's the new...
Oh, hell no, it's not in the
Pokemon.
game yet.
Of course it's in the game.
Ref.
I could throw Gen 9 Pokemon at you.
What's it called,
It's
Ian?
not
So what's it called? Toga
Togedemaru.
Toga Demoro.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Hold on. Can I? If I went
I
out
could throw
grinding, could I
no
get
Pokemon.
one?
It's not
No,
named that
no.
Pokemon
If you
Go.
went grinding, if you went
True.
grinding, Coops, when the
True.
episode is live, as the listeners are listening, then yes.
No, I think we should void this one as
It's
well.
named
What do you
that
think?
Pokemon.
Yeah, it's not named that Pokemon from Pokemon Go. There's
Also,
9
it's
generations of
inconvenient, Coops, because you're
Pokemon.
talking about the event it's featured in later in the show.
Am I? Okay.
I didn't even know it was in the game.
Oh, yes, I am evil. I told you I was going to play with you all tonight.
Well done, Milo.
No,
Good
you're
win.
no, Ian.
I
you
actually
keep saying
told you
play-
the name of the Pokemon.
Ian,
know,
I love
I
the
can't
fact you keep
believe that,
saying
Ian.
playing with... Bro, you're just playing with me, no one else, me. See, you're like, Mark, void. You're like, all right, Mark, we'll void it. Me, I'm like, let's void it. You're like, no, Coops,
there was no argument there.
That's all right, no worries, Milo. Milo, you win.
Is it
all right,
standing?
Milo.
Actually, Milo even took the last guess.
Oh, okay. I guess I
See
win
you on
twice
Sunday,
tonight.
Milo, for our community day together. Oh, love you, Milo.
We'll get some Togedomoru together.
Yeah, oh, Milo, we'll go grinding.
Togedomoru friends.
All I can say, Coops, is
That's just unfortunate.
Don't worry, Milo, I'll get you a caramel
It's all right.
latte.
I'll save you. Let's go. Thank you very much, Ian. What a brilliant game that was.
Approved.
Absolutely fantastic. Rather genius twists in there. But obviously last week you guys hosted Home Slice Henry, which I thought you did a very good job of. Well done. Smashing episode. If you haven't checked it out, go and listen to it. It's episode 83. But you guys went through all of the spiel about GBL. I'm just going to breeze past that. GBL Season 12 was thoroughly discussed in that episode. Plus, obviously, you're talking to Home Slice Henry anyway. So we've got a bit of catching up to do on some past events. And it's over to Marky Boy to get us going.
Coopsy. I think it's only
Come
fair.
on, Seawaddle.
What I'm going to do, right? So, hello, everybody. Yes, we avoided talking about this last week, and I thought we got away with it, but no, we're going to
You should
cover
have
them
warned
this
me.
week.
Sorry.
Really messing. We're going to talk about a bit about the Inkay.
okay.
It's the garrison. Okay. Research day to start with. Do you know what? I think we all agreed, and I will lead with it. It's good to have a research day. Research days are probably one of the favourite formats in Pokemon Go because you can play it anywhere within reason and still have a go. And boys, what did you think? How did you play it? I played it very rurally. And I finished with 1 shiny from the day, which was nice. The old me would have gone to try and get 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5.
Were you content with the one?
I was very content with the one because let's face it doesn't really do anything. But it was it was a nice Pokemon to bring in.
I mean, it evolves.
But I got the hundo, so I was very happy with that. So I only did my
nice.
local stops and got the hundo, which I think just as sought after for the shiny. No
Jammy
shundo this
bastard.
time around. How did you boys play it? What did you go for it hard?
Coops, or one of you intro that story.
So I'm actually gonna let Ian talk about his experience, and he's actually gonna talk about my experience as well because I think it's only fitting.
So, Coops's Inkay Research Day essentially started with a voice note he sent to me at 7 p.m. saying, dude, was there a research day today? Nothing came up on my game. To which I replied, yeah, there was. It was a special research day. You needed spin stops to get tasks for Inkay. So he then messaged me, bro, it wasn't showing on my game at all. I never span a stop, though.
Oh my god.
So I obviously replied, and then he just said, I hope you had a fun day. But so that was Coops' day.
That's like the ultimate casual.
Yeah. Can I ask, was it even on at 7
No.
o'clock or did it end?
No.
No. Okay.
It was 11 till 2.
At least the effort was there. Hey, you can't knock the effort on, mate.
No, you
turn the
can't.
game
Yeah.
on.
It was
Yeah.
in the dregs of your brain.
No, do you know what? I was expecting that stupid little professor to pop up in the corner. That's what I was expecting. When it didn't, I thought, let me just check if Ian, is that going on right now? And obviously, well, first of all, it wasn't, and second of all, I had a spinner stop. Anyway, Ian, how was your
Yeah, I had a pretty good one. I got redemption finally for Shieldon and Cranidos Day, which, of course, Coops got the shiny on. But
That day,
but
yes, it was
didn't.
great.
fact, I seem to remember you said you was the first one to get the shiny Cranidos as well.
Yeah. Anyway, this isn't about me anymore.
But no, it was a really fun day. Went and I must have done between 50 and 60 tasks. 11 shiny Inkay, which was brilliant. Absolutely loved that. My OCD kind of played up because I would have liked 12 just so I got like the full like clear lines and I didn't have like an odd one just sat there.
That is
But
OCD,
that's just kind of a...
Delete 2, Ian.
Yes, see?
No,
Quality,
I
there you
don't
go.
delete shinies willingly.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Willingly. Okay, so there's
Willingly.
room there.
So, yeah, I literally, I struggle with deleting shinies. It's painful. But yeah, absolutely brilliant day. Loved it. The tasks, actually, for once, were really doable. There were no stupid ones. You didn't have to battle team leaders. You didn't have to do GBL. You didn't have to do anything that was really, like, difficult at all. Everything was, like, really, really easy, which is great. Thinking back to some of the earlier research days, the tasks were a pain
Like the
in
first
arse.
one.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, yeah.
Yeah. And I also got the hundo on my second to last check.
Nice.
So
Nicely done, Ian.
no shundos,
Nice.
but I'll take a hundo, I'll take 11 shinies. It was a really fun research day.
I have to agree. Like a really fun event. Research days, like when they're out and about using this quests from stops, are always a good fun time. And I played it in Metz in France, and that city was insane. Loads and loads of stops, so much history and all that sort of stuff. So very, very stocked with quests. I must have done north of 110, I think, quests. Bagged the shiny on the first encounter, which was nice. And I ended with 13, but couldn't get the hundo.
Flex.
Immediately counteracted that. It's like, I didn't get the hundo.
Me and Ian winning. Good
You
lad,
guys
Ian, like
winners. I was chasing the hundo. I was like, give me the freaking hundo. I got like 798. It just didn't happen. But this is like a unique slight gripe about the quest. There was one that was battling the gym, which is fine, fairly easy, except just sort of so happened that all of the gyms that were empty and didn't have raids on them were Valor. So I couldn't battle them.
You can't.
And then
That's not Pokemon Go's fault.
No, I know it's not. It's just like random timing, etc. But by the time I got round to picking up these Battle of the Gym tasks, they all seemed to happen in the last sort of half hour. And then I looked around and was like, there are not actually very many gyms in Metz. It's not good to raid in. But all of the ones that were Mystic and Instinct had like active raids, not just eggs hatching. So I was like, oh shit. So I ended up getting to the point where I had like 3 battling a research tasks. I had to walk like X amount of kilometres to go and find an empty gym, battle it, and come back to the stops I hadn't spun yet.
Holy dolly!
First world problems,
good fun.
Milo, eh?
First world
good
problems,
fun.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I was only able to do 98 of them.
Yeah, I said it was a very specific, tiny gripe about it. But just like, all right, okay, let me try and hunt for a goddamn gym.
Did you see anyone else playing it when you were out there, Milo? Did anyone
There were
anyone else doing it?
genuinely a few people I could see, but I couldn't communicate because obviously they were French, and my French, as Ian knows, only goes as far as je suis un baguette and bonjour, which obviously doesn't equate too well. But I did see people out in Metz playing
Un
it
beer?
before the fun. Un beer. I had to drive, unfortunately, so.
That's in France they do that.
Milo
You're okay.
UK?
France they do that.
Oh, not if you're English. Don't do
No,
that
the
if
French
you're English.
police hate the English.
They'll look at your wallet and go, yes, I'll have all of that, thank you. No, it was a really fun day until the thunderstorms arrived.
Oh, that's so France, that is. I didn't realise
Yeah.
where Metz was, Milo. It's quite a nice part of the country, actually. Where
It's
Metz
lovely,
is, so.
really lovely. It's sort of on that border between Luxembourg and Germany, down there. Really, really lovely city. Genuinely, if you can go there, actually fantastic to play Pokemon Go because it's obviously got the cathedral and so many bits and pieces in there that is historical. But yeah, quality day.
One good event, and we like that. We then go to the other sort of side of the seesaw, and we talk about the Psychic Spectacular event.
Psychic unspectacular.
Yeah,
Psychic Unspectacular.
I think my comment is purely that it was the psychic not so spectacular event.
Weren't that the release of Mega Alakazam?
Yes, that was the
Yes, Coops.
yes.
Well done.
Hang on,
Yes.
wait.
I did a few raids. You're going to need that sound effect there. One, Ian. But I don't know what's happened to me. I actually quite like Megas now. And I'll explain why later. I do actually like Megas. So,
Bloody hell.
So when Mega Alakazam came out, I definitely did 3-4 raids. I can't lie.
Didn't see you using our favourite Mega Charizard Y in the
Why?
Katana raid earlier today.
I wasn't, but I will. We did duo.
We
that. We
duoed
smashed
it.
that.
Yeah, we did a little duo.
Yeah,
we
we soloed.
We did.
Yes,
Are
I
you
know.
jealous, Ian? Are you jealous?
No, I saw you text about an hour after you sent it.
Yeah. But anyway, I like Megas, but I agree with you. It was a look, you know what? It wasn't dead, but it wasn't spectacular.
I haven't evolved it yet into my Mega Dex yet.
Neither have I, mate.
It's just got more spoons, hasn't it? Basically, that's all
Yeah,
it
he's got
is.
about
Yes.
6 or 7 spoons on his head. Yeah.
It's gone to the kitchen cabinet. Ooh.
It's like Yuri Geller, isn't it?
Bro, as if you said it's got more spoons. I'm dead.
I mean, let's say one thing, guys, and I think this is a really interesting point because I was looking at the event in a whole, and actually there was one bit in it which I thought was extremely, I wouldn't say it was misleading because they made it very clear on the event details, but I did like a lot of people having to make public service announcements to remind people that Unknown couldn't be shiny in 1-star raids. That was interesting, wasn't it? It's been shiny since its release when it's been in raids, but this time, not shiny.
But it wasn't shiny on the release, was it? I don't think it was shiny on the release.
No, on the information it says it isn't, but for people that have played the game and maybe have not read the in-game notification, like some of us haven't been doing, we're going trying to find out the next few research breakthroughs.
I always read the information because I have to do this podcast and give the
We
information.
didn't faff around for 10 minutes double checking something.
Yeah, with the exception of that article. But I think the point being is it got a lot of shit on social media about it. Very misleading, isn't it? Why weren't they shiny? There's no reason why they shouldn't have been. Mono was probably the only highlight, I thought, for me personally, on the Spectacular. It had its spotlight hour within the event, which was nice. Sue, shout out to Sue. I'm with you on that one. Nearly 1,000 seen myself, no shiny. Good for some of those candies on them. Routes, wasn't it, Milo? That was good for the event, wasn't it?
Routes was kind of like just the one to stock up on, wasn't it? And it had a spotlight hour as well.
Did anyone get anything good on the event, though? Joke aside, was there any wants for this spectacular or unspectacular event?
You saw Psychic Unspectacular.
Psychic
Oh my god, really?
Unspectacular. Not so spectacular.
I lost my 7-day streaks, Coops.
Wow. I thought I'd gone casual with the event.
I stopped playing the game for most of it. I think, and that's been really honest. I generally thought it was just not that great.
You're too tired of seeing
You're in
drowsy.
a safe space, Mark.
I've got to side with Mark, I love this game, but it was a pretty shit event.
And you know what the event thought of you, Ian?
Probably that I was shit, but I don't care what the event thinks of me.
So
I
your
thought
game
that
has
Ian
a
was right in
conscience.
what he said. Even the game stopped. He went, "Oh God, what are we doing?"
Even Niantic thought
Server
the game
crash.
the event was shit.
Yeah.
Milo, any crumbs of comfort from it? You normally you like the.
I was going to say, there's always that thing going with the community saying if you play more casually, you'll get more stuff. And that must be true because I played this event very casually. Wherever I happened to be somewhere quite nice and had good phone service, I got 2 shiny LGM. I got the family completed in the event. Where was I? The event started on the Tuesday, and I got the first one, I think, on the Thursday or the Friday, only about 100, maybe less than 100 checks in, which is the one I tweeted in, and you guys read it out on last week's show. Thanks, by the way. I was hoping you would.
Oh, was that you? Oh, was that Pogi Miko Oki?
Yeah, sorry, it was my alter
that
ego.
it?
Pogo Nog UK. But I got the second one immediately after the Deoxys raid day. So for playing an event really bloody casually, bagged the new shiny family, which is sweet. And basically, I did one Mega Alakazam raid at the Glacier gym. That was it.
But you only needed to do one, 'cause at least you got your 200
Yeah.
mega energy to evolve it.
I was just fortunate that enough people joined via invites. Yeah, I kind of side with you guys. Like, Psychic Spectacular last year was kind of unspectacular, and then this year is sort of equally unspectacular. At least we got a new shiny for this one, whereas last year it's like, Inkay is here. And right, you have to turn the phone upside down to evolve it. That's about all that's new.
It was
God,
Paul,
is
wasn't it,
that
last
one?
year?
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
last year's one, wasn't
When
it?
people who didn't have whatever it is,
Gyroscope.
gyroscope in their phone were like, we can't evolve this Pokemon. But yeah, this one is sort of just like, how much drowsy do you need?
Boys, do you know the one thing that you should all take from what Milo just said?
Go to Austria and play an event?
And that casuals always win.
I wouldn't go as far as win.
See, Mark, you see what I'm saying? What's going on tonight?
On
What's
you.
going
He is
on?
on you tonight. The
Yeah.
casual for that event definitely won. Psychic Unspectacular, put it in the bin.
And do you know what? And actually, I don't know what that says about the event or what it says about the game or whatever, but there was a new shine in it, yet it did feel unspectacular. It's very... grinded hard for a new shiny in the event back, I'm not even going that far back. Maybe because it was crammed so close to other events, the lead up to it, it felt like there was just events, but it kind of just got a bit lost in it. But then we went to something even, Jesus Christ. Then we went to Deoxys Raid Day.
I went to a gym called Jesus Christ.
Now, I'm only going to speak for myself because it's only right to, but I guess because I'd got all the shinies before this Raid Day came around, I didn't have any shundos or hundos, that actually there's no real need to raid this. You can't do anything with them, you can't trade for them, they just kind of sit there. Am I right in thinking that the boys who played it, did you need some shinies on that Raid Day? They came out around quite quickly the first time, didn't they? From memory, they were in and out, weren't they? Within sort of 2-3 days each, weren't they?
I'm going to ask Ian, because I know Ian, you struggled last time,
It was just the
which was in
defense form I was
February.
struggling with. Yeah, it was defenseful.
Did you get it this time round?
I actually got 2. I got one from a raid that you sent me.
Hallelujah.
And I got one from a raid that HermesNinja sent me. Having said that, I enjoyed the raid day. Now, it can be a shit Pokemon, but I still love a raid day, whether it's a shit Pokemon, whether I need it or not. I didn't go ham. I only did 15 raids during the raid day, but that was across the spectrum of different Deoxys. I actually did do more raids while sat in front of my computer editing my video than I did during the raid day.
Is that American Invites?
Yes. And I got a couple more shinies from that.
How many did you do in?
I think I must have done about 13, 14, 15 during my edit sesh that night. Hence why the video didn't get edited, because I spent most of the time raiding.
Can it multitask?
It was boosted, wasn't it, the shiny for Deoxys? But I saw some very interesting...
Should have been.
I don't
yes.
know if it necessarily was.
Our friend of the show, Fleece King, he sort of shared his stats, and I think he got like one shiny from something like 57 raids. Oh, it might have been more. So Ian, you got your sets completed then, bud. You were happy after all that. You got all your Deoxys all in there.
Seriously,
now.
I don't need to raid it ever again. I even got enough XL to sort of max a good one.
Well, I have a question for both Coops and Mark. Did you chase for the elusive defense form Deoxys, which was 1250 CP, that had the preferred Great League stats?
I
Was asleep?
didn't. No. I didn't do. I don't know. Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't do one Deoxys. I just don't like Deoxys. I think it's pointless. I do agree. You are right, Milo. The defense form is definitely good for Great League in PvP. But past that, I think I got my one, obviously, when they first...
February,
I'm going back like a year and whenever ago, many moons ago. But yeah, no, I didn't do one raid. Because they're so irrelevant, aren't they, really? Unless you need the shiny. And I feel like you can get wrapped up in this. For example, the speed form. If you don't get your shiny until the 50th or the 60th raid, it is literally just a waste of money. There's nothing more to say. I'd much rather,
does become just
I'd much
shiny
rather,
hunt.
Yeah, I'd much rather just sleep normally at night, knowing that I never raided a Deoxys than do 300 raids to get a shiny of an attack form.
I love it how he says that. He's very good, is our Coops. He says it how it is. 1250 was it? Milo, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
It needs to be 10 attack, 15
Are you
defense.
ready
No, but there are.
for
I think there are
this?
3 different IV spreads that come under that CP, dude. You need it to be 10 attack, 15 defense, and
It does.
13 HP.
And 13 HP. Yes, because I know
so
what
he's got
He's
the rank
got it.
1 Shundo.
Yeah.
way!
PvP Shundo right there.
And I knew I had that because when I raided that the first time around and I posted it back in February, earlier in the year, someone said, "Oh my god, that's the rank 1," and I forgot I
Nice.
mentioned it then.
I think it was me.
shiny.
Oh god. We needed that.
Yeah, it was the 10, 15, 13 one, Milo.
Yes.
Very true, mate.
You're funny, Mark, man, flexing your Deoxys. You're so funny.
It's lovely. I might power it right up now. It's because I'm just going to do it now.
It goes directly to
1500.
1500. It goes smack bang to
1500.
1500. Yeah, on the nose. But I'm like you guys. I love a raid day. I didn't go crazy for this one. We obviously because I actually was in probably a unique scenario where I hadn't raided for the previous however many days it had been out this way. So I was like, okay, I can actually try for a shiny this time round, and got 2 shiny defense forms out of maybe the 22 or 24 raids we did locally, and then a couple more, maybe 4 more. with the invites from various people, where suddenly the shiny luck, I don't know, it seems that like you get invites from America and the shiny luck just goes bang through the ceiling. But I was chasing that very same CP that Mark had, and I saw a couple of people in our local squad got it, and I was like, come on, keep chasing the defense form. And I must have done some stupid amount of raids for it, and I was like, I didn't get it. And I looked back through my catches. It turns out the very first Deoxys that I did on the it wasn't the Tuesday, it was the Thursday, Friday, I think it was, when I arrived in Brussels, was the 1250. So the first Deoxys raid I did while I was away, and I just didn't check the stats, so I raided for defense form unnecessarily.
Because Great League is going on at the moment. Have you double moved that 1250 CP?
I
Deoxys
haven't. I'm
and
trying to get my arse in gear for Great League and GBL, PvP sort of thing. I'll get my act
And when
together.
you run it on your team, where is it going to be on your team?
You're asking a noob here.
No, I'm saying where's it? Is it going to be your first Pokemon? Is it going to be your save
I don't know.
switch,
It could be like the third or second. I don't know. It's not a lead, is it?
No, Milo. It's basically put it as the first. Put it as the first.
It is a lead. Is it?
Yeah. Put it as
Oh, it is a lead.
No.
Is it a lead?
No, listen. You can listen. You can put it anywhere, right? You can do whatever you want.
You were
but
steady on Coops.
My advice. Put it as a lead.
See if you can get the lead switch advantage then, all being well. Like that.
It gets counter, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Counter. I think Thunderbolt.
We
Psycho
really have
Boost,
drifted
Rock Slide.
into the PvP dungeon.
Yeah,
we've
we
really,
have.
we've really gone down
Move
the
on.
staircase.
I'm just saying, all I will say is if you use it as a save switch, Sableyes are everywhere, so just be careful that you're going to get hard countered by a Sableye. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
We're now into Ultra League as you listen to this podcast. So
Where you can use, apparently, Defense from Deoxys is sort of usable in Ultra League. But I don't know, a question I want to pose to you guys is like, this is the first time we've had a raid day kind of for a mon that's already been in the tier 5 raids for the previous week before the raid day. I don't know how I feel about that, because I'm sort of like, I guess it's good that it had a slightly boosted rate, and it kind of then it's tit for tat on RNG, as we saw with a couple of people getting like shafted with the shiny odds. I don't know, I just thought it was a bit unnecessary.
I think it's just a little nice wrap-up, I suppose. I know what you mean. Yes, it's a bit pointless, I agree with you, but it's just a nice little, I don't know, I think it's a goodbye, hopefully forever. I think that's what they
We're hoping
meant
for.
by that. Was like it was like a take care.
goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend.
Goodbye, Defense from Deoxys. Well, I think on that cheery note, Coops' sort of sense of positivity, we should shovel off the show to the casual for the news.
Is the news.
Oh, Ian, thank you.
It's good to
Marky,
hear
I
him
was
back.
just about to say, I love reversal. I love reversal.
He needs to stay off Twitter a little bit at the moment,
yes.
does our Rev. But yeah, love reversal. Good boy.
What's that pool of you sat in?
Oh, shut
That's off
Yeah, I
camera.
need to set one, don't I? Yeah, I need to set one. Very good, Ian. Actually, shit.
I said pool, not pole.
Fool.
There's that as well.
As they'd say in Top Gear, moving on. No, was it anyway? What was it?
Anyway.
Let's not
Yeah.
get bogged down in Mark's pool.
I agree. Anyway, gents, for today's news, I wanted to just quickly talk about the Ultra Beasts. As you're all very aware, in Pokemon GO, so far, we have had Nihilego, is that how you say it?
Nihilego.
Nihilego.
Yeah, that one. We've had Buzzwole, we've had Pheromosa, we've had Xurkitree. But currently, at the minute, we have 2 new Ultra Beasts. One being Celesteela. Is that how you say it, boys?
Celesteela.
Celesteela.
It's got an A on the end.
Silent. I don't know.
Hold on, it's got an A. Is it silent? Is it? It's got an A on the end.
I don't know.
It
I didn't
has.
even know they were Ultra Beasts until you said that there.
Oh, Celesteela. Okay, it has. Yeah, well spotted.
Celesteela.
No, not well spotted. I'm just reading.
That's fine.
I've just been going off what other people have been saying to me.
That's all right. It's funny. Maybe it is silent. But anyway, but we've got 2 new ones. We've got Celesteela, and of course we've got Katana as well. Now, both of these, as you will all be very aware, are currently in the game. And in regards to Celesteela, they do leave us on Tuesday, September the 27th. and they are only going to be available in the Southern Hemisphere. Now, on the Northern Hemisphere, again, until Tuesday, September the 27th, we are going to get Katana, which is pretty cool. So, so send your friends some invites to get those. And like I said, they're 2 new Ultra Beasts, and I actually quite like them. I actually genuinely really like them. Now, let's talk about Test Your Mettle, which this event would have already started at 10 a.m. on Friday, September the 16th. And this does run all the way until Wednesday, September the 21st, until 8 p.m. local time. Now, boys, as I did say, do now like a cheeky mega. We've got Mega Aggron!
Wow.
Oh.
Is that howling in pain, Mark?
Yeah.
I do not approve of this mega. I am the mega connoisseur, and I do not approve.
Oh.
Well, Mark, bad news. It's making its debut. And obviously, if you're lucky, you will encounter a shiny Aggron as well. I mean, I think shiny Aggron was like one of the first Pokemon to be released as a shiny after Magikarp.
It's one of my favourite Pokemon, to be fair.
Way back 2018.
Yeah, way back. But, you can get shiny Aggron. Woo, amazing. And from the game earlier, we are going to get a new Pokemon debut, which is going to... See, now, I would have said this as Toji Damaru, but I know that's not how you say it.
Toji
what?
Toji Damaru.
How do you say it? What is it?
Fucking old games.
How would you say it, Ian, from your game?
Toji.
What is it? What is it?
Koopsie.
Bro, as you read it, I swear it says
Togedemaru. That's how I would say it. Toga, as in Toga.
Anyway, the Toji Pokemon is making its debut. Some event bonuses, which are actually pretty cool. Yeah, which is actually really cool. You guys are going to get increased chance to receive Candy XL for successful catching Pokemon with nice throws, great throws, and of course, excellent throws. And the second event bonus is going to be just increased normal candy for successfully doing the exact same thing. Now, some wild encounters, the ones that can be shiny, are going to be Magnemite, Pineco, Nosepass, Aron, Beldum, Bronzor, and Ferroseed. And then the 2 that can't be shiny, which is weird because Drillbur really does need to be shiny. It's going to be Drillbur and Toji Damaru.
I'm going to try and rename one Todger. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do it, Todger. And Mark, I know that this is going to shock you, bro. Listen, I know this is going to really shock you, but if you're extremely lucky, you might encounter a Prinplup.
It's on a level with, like, if you're really lucky, you might encounter a Fearow.
Yeah. And of course, a G-Fisk as well. Milo, you could potentially run a G-Fisk with the Defense Deoxys. In raids, Mark, I feel bad. Sorry, don't shoot me. But in 1-star raids, the good news is they can actually all be shiny apart from the Toji Pokemon. So we've got Cypher, Beldum, Shieldon, Clink, and of course the Toji one, but that's not actually coming out as shiny. In 3-star raids, shiny-wise, you can get Skarm and Mawile. And then obviously not shiny, you can get Magneton and Aleron. Of course, we've gone over the 5-star raids, you know about that. And of course, we've gone over the Mega raids as well. Do we talk about eggs on the podcast? Is that what we do here? Nah.
Are they remotely useful in any way?
I mean, you've got a Alolan Diglett.
Oh, wow.
Listen, saying that though, you can actually hatch Riolu from 7-kilometer eggs. You're going to get Alolan Sandshrew, Alolan Diglett, Galarian Meowth, Galarian Stunfisk, and of course a Riolu. So that's Pog, I don't really know. And of course the field research task encounters, gents. They're kind of going to be basically the same as everything else. Magnemite, Pineco, the new Toji, Nosepass. And lastly, what I will say about Mega Energy, Mark, stop laughing at me. What I will say is, obviously, if you're kind of a bit like the boys and you're going to take it easy on the Aggron raids, the Mega Aggron raids, just bearing in mind that when you do the time research, you will get some Aggron Mega Energy. We're not sure if it's going to be 50, 100, 150, 200, but just bear that in mind. Don't feel like you have to bang out 25 Mega Aggron raids. You will get some Mega Energy from that research. And also talking about more Mega Energy, complete certain field research tasks to get Mega Energy. And this is really cool because I don't have any of either. We're going to get some for Steelix, and of course for CeeCeeismad as well.
Nice.
So boys, that's
But guys, wait. Good news.
What?
The research breakthroughs and rewards have been announced for the rest of the season.
Oh my god.
So,
please don't be Starmie.
As you-
Please don't be Starmie.
as you know, currently in September, we're getting the free premium raid pass and the encounter with Medicham. Well, in October, we are going to get a free incense and an encounter with Shinies.
Wow.
It's insane.
Wow.
And in November, we are going to get
Please
a
don't be Starmie.
star
Please
piece
don't be
as a reward and an encounter with Starmie.
Oh, bollocks.
Oh god.
Oh, wait.
Try to put those positive vibes out there, guys. It's backfired. Oh.
Sorry, guys, but that was actually on the in-game news 6 days ago. So actually, literally just after we recorded last week. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be slim pickings for the rest of the season in terms of our research
The research
rewards.
breakthroughs have really, really been put in the bin. But that's yet to come. Getting back to Coopsy Boy. Nice one reading the article, mate. Smashed it. Thoughts on this event that is actually just sort of started as we release this episode?
So, because I read the article, I'll just quickly jump in here and I'll say that it looks better than the Psychic Spectacular. I'm quite, like I've told you, I like the raid boss we've got at the moment. I'm excited to do a few Mega Agrons. I think the spawns aren't horrific, but it's one of those things. I'm not currently, it's not out yet, so it's hard for me to judge.
Yeah.
Straight off the bat, I'd say it's very 50-50, but it could be bloody good if the spawns are great. You hear what I'm trying to say?
You need
But,
to see what are common, etc.
Yes,
Yeah, I get
yeah.
you, man.
So it's kind of like, but at the moment, if it was out of 10, it'll be a 5 or 6 out of 10 from the article.
Totally agree. You can't really prejudge an event. Something looks completely dead and pointless on paper. They have proved us in the past that they've actually been pretty good.
Don't hold back, Ian. Don't hold back.
I'm just calling it as it is. I'm shooting facts.
He's in Great White Shark mode.
Sometimes
That's what he's
these
in.
events do look shockingly bad, and I mean we're yet to play it, but they have proven that sometimes they're pretty good.
Yes.
All we're doing now is looking. I mean, let's look. Okay, let's take it back. Let's rewind. Sevilla Safari Zone. We looked at that with, oh, for fuck's sake, really? Is that all they're giving us? And then it turns out it's one of the best events we've had of the year. Granted, that was a Safari Zone, but we're judging this now on what they're saying is going to be there, but we don't know how it's going to play out. It could actually be a lot better
on
than it
paper.
looks. Yes.
I was just doing the poll around this event, and I was struggling with options really, because like you said, on paper it looks like a 5 out of 10 bang average event. You've got that little roly-poly Pokemon that makes its debut, and that's quite cute. I love a cute Pokemon, but the event itself, I'm looking at the spawns personally. Don't need anything from it. Actually, with the exception of maybe Ferret. Sorry, I tell a lie, Ferroseed's in there, just looking at the spawns.
Oh, yeah.
But am I going to be playing an event for Ferroseed? No, I'm not. I'm going to wait till it starts and get a feel, but for me, it doesn't look great. It looks quite average after an event which was just slightly under average. So I don't really know. I
think straight off the bat, like when you really look at the article, I think I like the new raid bosses. I like the Mega. I don't think the spawns are horrific. I like the Mega energy of the other two still. I think there's a lot going on there. But the one thing that they've missed, which I think would have bumped it up to potentially a 7 or an 8, is a new shiny. And I think when they do release events, and it's a bit like the Psychic Spectacular, they released new shiny LGM, but there wasn't as much going on as there is in this event, and the spawns were worse. But whereas this, it's decent. When they do, if they made shiny Drillbur, new debut shiny Drillbur, it's very relevant. I think it definitely would have been a really lovely week's event. But again, I don't work for them, so
I'm just looking, Mark. I'm just looking at your poll that you put up. You missed an option out, actually, in my opinion. So you've put, so what are you looking forward to the most on the upcoming Test Your Mettle Steel type event in Pokemon GO? So your options that you've put in there is Mega Aggron, Togedemaru debut, Piplup if you're lucky, Wild Encounters. Now, the fifth option that I...
Give me that Piplup.
Now, the fifth option that you should have put in, I believe, is the event being over.
You can only have four options.
Oh, shut up, Whitfield. I'm trying to crack a joke.
He is, and it's a good
God,
joke,
are they
and I hope
falling
that's
out,
in the
Mark?
comments.
Mark, are they falling out?
And I hope that's in the comments. I hope we get a comment about that.
There's no way that you put Prinplup. If
Thing
you're
is,
lucky,
he has.
dead.
I've voted for it. I don't think I'm the only one that has.
No, I just did too, mate.
Oh, nice. You and me, Prinplup buddies. Yes. But I mean, we'll see how that poll elevates through the show. I'm trying to find an analogy for you know what, getting some wood.
Ian, you're right, though, when it's over. I like that.
When it's over. I think I've got to kind of agree with you guys. It's like one of those events you're like, the spawns are all right if you want to maybe grind something, but they've all been out before. There's nothing terribly new. We'll have to see what the Todger is like in the game.
Check out Home Slice Henry's channel.
Yes.
We'll have a video on it within 3 hours.
I'll take the tiny wiener.
Take the tiny Todger. That's actually
I'll
better. It's
take
alliteration.
the tiny Todger. Hey, can we do that as a soundbite? I'll take the tiny
Cooper's
Todger.
already been clipped, mate.
There you go.
Oh, has it? Oh.
He's done it. But to answer Marky Boy's question, Mega Aggron has like...
Prinplup's winning. Prinplup landslide it.
Yes, is it? Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Cracking. Oh, that's brilliant. We do not fix these polls whatsoever. But Mega Aggron actually has one of the highest defense stats in the game. I think it's like actually the third or something. It's kind of mental. So if somebody's looking for kind of a Mega that's going to last in a raid battle, good stamina specialist, Mega Aggron is kind of there. But it's not going to replace Steelix or Sizzle because it's attack
fart?
stat. It's sort of like that. It's kind of shit. Don't know where to go from that poll. That's rather magnificent. Going back to what Ian was talking about with the research breakthroughs, so on that note, we're going to bring this section back. It's sort of infrequent nowadays, but some say that Niantic interns tend to use small rodents to operate their computers, and that they believe time zones are fake news. All we know is it's time to ask the intern.
Ask the intern.
So, bringing this section back, and actually they've added to it since I put these show notes out for you guys. So, as Coop said, they have a hemisphere split for these new regional Ultra Beasts in the raids, and I'm sure you guys were sort of aware. We sort of discussed it a little bit pre-recording as well, but we found out about what was spawning from Campfire and APAC
Remote raid
tweeting
passes.
rather than remote raid passes, rather than actually the official sources saying, so this might be happening. Did we see that kind of happening? I know Ian's got a take on it.
I've got a take on it, and I think Niantic are the genius with this marketing campaign, because why would you announce an Ultra Beast coming from another dimension? It would just arrive. They're not announcing a Pokemon in raids. If they did that through a traditional release, sorry, boring. And anyone that's moaning about it, literally, these appeared out of nowhere in raids with their wormholes. It is the best marketing campaign that they could have done, and I'm sorry, I'm totally on the side of Niantic on this one. So those of you that were little keyboard warriors going, we need to know what the raids are going to be. You don't. It's FOMO. Seriously, you don't. Enjoy the game. You don't need to know every detail a week before it starts. Seriously.
Yeah.
I am.
Screw you, Leap Duck.
Exactly.
Because you've been a bit horrible to me tonight, Ian. I don't really want to say this.
You come on. You know you want to back me
No, bro,
up.
listen. I am like 400 billion% on your side, and it grates me still to this day when I've got moaning because it's an hour to an event and they don't know what sport. I'm like, get a fucking grip on life, people. Seriously, chill out. Like, when you open up the game, the raid boss, whether you know what the raid boss is or not, it's still going to start at the same time as the event starts. It's not like, what are you doing, having wet dreams over fucking Celesteela? Like, do you know what I mean? For the 5 days before, it's like
ultra beast style.
And the funny thing is, so many people tweeted,
I'm with you.
And we had to find out from the APK.
You didn't have to find out.
no,
You
it's
don't
just-
need
yeah,
to
yeah,
know.
And this is
really
this is
don't.
the problem. Like, Ian, bro, I'm 100% with you. Like, and it's just like it really, as you can hear, winds us both up. But I'm saying, it's like they try to do something cool, they try to do something new, they try to do something interesting, and everybody still goes back to the same moaning and bitching about this. Like, just give them a break. Like, I'm with Ian. It's cool. I can understand it from a creator, from a content creation point of view, that you'd like to know she could potentially make a video. I understand that, but even then, still, I'm still a bit like, come on, guys. As people, let's just get together. It's not that deep. You know what I mean? It's really not that deep. That's my take, and I don't, anybody to be offended or upset by it. But I just think, bless them. They've tried to release a cool little new event. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy the stuff on social media. Enjoy the I think they made a few shorts, didn't they? Did they do a few? Short
which after they arrived, because the found footage wouldn't actually happen if they weren't here. So I think just enjoy it. Just enjoy it, and like I said, when you look at the severity of the situation, it's really not that deep.
I'm quite disappointed. Primplup had a good innings, but has now slipped down to second in the poll.
No, what are you doing, people?
Do you know what? I agree with the boys. I like it. They're Ultra Beasts. They're not Pokemon in the traditional sense. I like the whole, a bit like the day after tomorrow footage from around the world making its way into the media outlets. People going, oh my God, look what's appeared. And they're there in the game, almost after, in the game, and then they come out, and it's almost like a real world event being spread across social media. And I like the idea that they're using other social media platforms to try and get people following it in different media formats. Love all that. Anyone who's moaning about it, I don't really say it, but I'm going to say it for the first time ever. It's not that big. It's not that deep.
Mark, all I will say, so just quickly before you carry on, that the one that we've got, the Katana, is actually, Milo, back me up, I think it is, in regards to as a raid attacker, it's not shit. It's the best grass type attacker, Milo, if I'm correct. Yeah.
DPS wise.
So when Kyogre comes back to raid,
glassy. It's super glassy. Yeah. That's the only problem. But it is good. It is if you want to do quick
super
damage.
Glassy, Gengar, super glassy.
Yeah, super glassy, that sort of thing. But it is very powerful.
I just wanted to just say it's not shit. Yeah, it's not.
Sorry,
shit,
what I meant was it looks shit. It looks like a little Yanma, less annoying Yanma thing. When you beat it in the raid and it's like imposing, and then you go to catch it, it's like, and I went.
Oh, literally, and the catch circle is tiny. Yeah.
To be fair, it is like someone's folded an A4 piece of paper as a piece of origami, and then it's this tiny little thing that you've got to throw an X on that. I personally relish the challenge of it. So many raid bosses that come in now have got massive circles, just fling it wherever you're going to hit an excellent. This one you've actually got, Celesteela. You can literally do it with your blindfold on. This, it's a challenge. It's actually a good challenge.
Tiny Toss
Tuesday, exactly. But like my 2 cents on it, like I'm not like crazy upset or whatever they did anything like this sort of last minute. In reality, if you wanted to, you could dive into the APK, saw they got these Ultra Beasts put in. They're probably more than likely going to come. But as Ian said, as a marketing campaign, with the found footage they started doing for the Go First finale with like Buzzwole and then Circuitry, they're some of the sickest little videos that I've seen. They're so well done with proper like Cloverfield kind of vibes.
Oh yeah, there's a found footage of actual Royal Casual Coops arriving in London actually.
Yes, that was terrifying. That was the best one. I think the problem is that like to do something like this, they could have put up, they had a little article that didn't really give away any information, but it just had a picture of a wormhole on it. Like everyone was expecting something to go live at this certain time, and they tweeted about Community Day, and then it was sort of all of the information felt a little bit sort of
But would it not be spoon feeding if they actually like told people to expect an Ultra Beast?
It's sort of like I know it's the first time, and you're gonna have to try doing something for the first time whenever, but their track record's not fantastic with event information release. Just look at some of the previous ones where it's like there's a new month coming around and it's already the new month in XYZ time zones. Agreed. So that, I think, is what a lot of people, including possibly myself at the time, were going like, oh, this is just another new sort of like lack release that's taking an age to get through. Having woken up the next day and so, oh, okay, they've done a found footage for this and this and this, and then we find out ourselves pretty much that they're regionals to the hemispheres.
Yeah.
I agree. It was pretty smart in some weird way. The problem is that their track record doesn't back it up necessarily.
Why is there a distinct lack of remote invite raids for these coming from the Southern Hemisphere? This isn't the first time we've had Southern Northern Hemisphere lock raid bosses. This time it just seems so flat. It doesn't seem like there's anyone sending them out.
The problem, I think, is that Celesteela is shit.
Pretty bad, yeah.
Like,
and also
better,
there's
just
shit.
physically there's just less landmass in the southern hemisphere than there is in the north. So there is a disparity between probably the number of players who have Celesteela raids versus Katana raids.
But Mark, if you genuinely, bro, if you think about it, right, and I agree with Milo, it is, and obviously it can't be shiny as well. If I wanted to compare Celesteela in a 5-star raid to another raid which is completely pointless and redundant, I would compare it to, just to give you a bit of an insight to how they're feeling down there, I'd compare it to Seawaddle.
Tier 5 Seawaddle.
I get it then. I get it.
It is like that. Something that I actually a little bit more on track with Ask the Intern. People today and yesterday got all sort of kind of excited because they saw on Niantic's calendar, which they've actually got
this is
on
pretty bad. Yeah.
For September, they've got a day-by-day detailing of what event is happening, what's happening, XYZ. You know, this is the raid hour. And on the raid hour for next week, it said in the text, they've since updated it, that Celesteela would be appearing in the northern hemisphere and Katana would be appearing in the southern hemisphere. So people then started putting out on social media, like, oh my god, are they going to switch? Do we not have to worry about remote invites and stuff? And eventually it turns out they wrote it wrong. And on both raid hours for Katana and Celesteela, so they're not going to be switching regions. It was a pretty severe typo, boys.
Yeah, Niantic support tweeted out, as we're recording this, about 2.5, 3 hours before the show, saying, oops, our bad.
My mistake. Katana is staying in the northern hemisphere. Celesteela is very much staying in the southern hemisphere.
And let's face it, for the Celesteela, you only really need one raid invite because it'll be a one and done, I'm pretty sure, for most people.
Indeed. So, it's not even APAC players. Southern hemisphere players send out invites for Celesteela and then jump out if you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
That's the strat you need.
Yeah.
But talking about the new Ultra Beasts, we could go through a few of the counters. We've got both sets. We've got the Counter Brothers and the Counter Cousins for you.
All right, thank you, gents. Yes, the cousins are back, and we are going to be covering counters for Katana. Now, if you are in the northern hemisphere, the typing of Katana is Leaf and Metal. It's going to be weak to fighting, and then of course double weak to fire. I'm going to let Marky Boy cover the megas because obviously he is the mega connoisseur. So I'm going to start off by covering some shadow Pokemon. So the best counters in regards to time to win, you're going to want Shadow Ho-Oh running Incinerate and of course Sacred Fire. You're going to want Shadow Moltres with Fire Spin and Overheat. And of course you're going to want Shadow Entei with Fire Fang and Overheat. And last on the list, of course, Shadow Charizard with Fire Spin and Blast Burn.
So I am the mega connoisseur, and we're going to start off at the strongest mega Pokemon. So starting off, you've got Mega Charizard Y. That has got the flame moves Fire Spin and Blast Burn. You can also go down the Mega Charizard, which is the better looking one, X, with Fire Spin and Blast Burn. And if you fancy my favourite Mega, Houndoom, love that one, probably my favourite Mega of all, with Fire Fang and Flame Thrower. You're getting the theme here. The Origami Beast has no chance against those.
And of course, if we want to separate Shadow and Megas for the time being, a few normal Pokemon that you want, Marky. If I do the top tier attackers, and then you can do the budget ones for people, for the casuals out there.
Yeah.
So you're going to want normal Moltres with Fire Spin and Overheat. You're going to want Darmanitan with Fire Fang and Overheat, which, boys, by the way, I maxed mine to level 50 and evolved it for the first time the other day.
Nice.
You're going to want Entei with Fire Fang and Overheat. Just a reminder, these are all normal forms. Heatran gets the looking, which is fantastic. Love Heatran with Fire Spin and Flamethrower. Two of the starter Pokemon. You've got Blaziken and Ember. Blaziken's going to have Fire Spin and Blast Burn, and Ember is going to have Ember and Blast Burn. And, those are ones that you really, really going to want to go into battle with.
And I'm going to pick up some budget ones, and also we're going to throw in an Evolution, because we know that Milo loves an Evolution.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Eevee. Oh. So, you can go with Arcanine with Fire Fang and Flamethrower. Me and Ian's favourite Pokemon, Infernape, with Fire Spin and Blast. You've got Magmortar with Fire Spin. Oh, he hasn't.
That's a callback, Coops.
Actually, Hoot's in here as well. But no, Magmortar with Fire Spin and Blast Burn, Fire Punch. Del Fox with Fire Spin and Flamethrower. And like I said, I want to throw an Evolution in there. Flareon with Fire Spin and Overheat. Your Origami Beast stands no chance against those fiery attackers.
Treat it like a marshmallow.
And good luck for the hundo as well.
Oh, yes. And then covering the Southern Hemisphere one, Celesteela. Ian, we've got one that's actually weak to fire and electric.
Well, yes, it is Whitfield because it is a steel flying type, as we found out earlier during that Pokemon. So, Celesteela maxes out at 1772 or weather boosted 2216. They're the hundos that you're looking for. And, of course, boosted by windy or snowy weather.
Some of the Mega Pokemon, obviously, doubling up. Mega Charizard. Why? And if you don't want to take our advice and use the optimal choice, you can accidentally hit the X button if you fancy it.
That's a kiss,
to get Charizard.
Mega Charizard kiss.
Just do that one. A bit more affection. Or you could use Mega Manectric to cover the electric types.
Okay, well, since we're going down the Mega route, there's a few more Megas that Mark would get excited over. Mega Houndoom with Fire Fang, Flamethrower. Mega Ampharos being an electric type with Volt Switch, Zap Cannon. That's pretty much it for your Megas, but since Milo threw three, and I'm going to say one more, Ultra Beast Xurkitree is a good counter for this one. Thundershock and Discharge is what you're going to be looking for on that bad boy.
Discharge. So
Coops had some Discharge last week when Henry
did,
came
very
on.
much so. Anyway, swiftly moving on. Throwing into some legendary options, you've obviously got things like Therian Form Thunderous is a good pick with Volt Switch and Thunderbolt. Good old Zekrom, one of my personal favourites. Charge Beam and Wild Charge.
Zeki.
Good old Zeki. And if you want to throw the other half of that, you can throw in Reshiram, the fire-type moves, with Fire Fang Overheat.
Another optimal counter that I know Coops is going to love, the Darmanitan with Fire Fang Overheat.
Good job you maxed it.
And potentially October's Community Day Mon, if the leaks stand true, Chandelure with Fire Spin and Overheat 2.
Light a candle on the Celesteela. Some other ones, you've got some good shadows, actually. You can obviously use Ho-Oh, Shadow Normal, or the Shadow Apex, as you so please. Shadow Raikou and Shadow Zapdos are very good as well.
Okay, and we're going to put a few comedy ones in that you probably won't use, but could use. Tapu Koko with Volt Switch and Thunderbolt.
Yeah, Tapu, that's Celesteela.
And I'm going to finish my recommendations off with Vikavolt.
Oh my
Spark
God.
and Discharge.
That's brilliant.
I'll throw in, like Mark mentioned it, Flareon, budget pick, very, very useful. Mark had some stellar budget picks in there. Proud of you, mate. But for Celesteela, you can also throw in Jolteon if you don't happen to evolve a Flareon. And I think, to be honest, you can kind of rock and roll with those. Right, well, we could wish you all the very best of luck with your respective Ultra Beast. And yes, Southern Hemisphere players, do send invites to your Northern Hemisphere friends. We are begging for them. Moving on to our favourite section of the show. It is, of course, time for Shinies of the Week.
Shinies of the week.
All right, so I'm going to jump in here, gents. So we've got one from @EdgarRamirez92. And he says, after weeks of using the daily incense and the legendary birds despawning on me, I'm so sorry about that, I finally got a shiny, #Shinies of the Week. And they got a shiny Sviper, which is pretty bloody cool.
Well, Sviper. Nice.
Yeah, that's how you say it, isn't it? Sviper.
Sviper.
Next you'll be telling me it's Svipe, but with a silent R.
It's just Sev.
I've got one from Christy Bealby. I hope that's Bealby or Bileby. Please let me know either way. But Krista2304 at JT Vella, Pogo Mali UK, Coops the Casual, and at Incensed Podcast. Wild #catch, #surprise, #Shinies of the Week, #love podcast, #YouTube channel, #Coops, #come back, #2, #Pogo.
God.
Oh, that was a mouthful. But it was worth it because you got the Shundo LGM. Very,
wow.
Nice. Very much a pog. We've got one from Malcolm Burgess at Incense Podcast, #Shinies of the Week. was listening to the podcast while at a Rhyhorn nest to stockpile XL candy. Good on you, man. Good on you. And caught this. Good old shiny Rhyhorn from the nest, actually listening to the Home Sliced Henry episode. So very much up to date and a nice, good XL candy grind as well. 883. Nice one, mate.
And the final shiny of the week tonight. In fact, it was the only one, there's the final one that we had tweeted. I think it was only about 4 or 5. But Nakeem Brown saw the Cosmic Night Sky last night whilst battling in GBL. Nakeem, you should know better, mate. And was determined to get a shiny with this sky. Mission accomplished. Lots of shocked face emojis and laughing all in one day, and a second Abra from the Daily Incense. So he got the shiny Abra, shiny Slowpoke, shiny Spearow.
Decent
Toit,
shiny
mate.
haul.
Toit.
GGGGGGGGGGGG.
Yeah, thanks and congrats to everybody who got their shinies and wrote to us on our various socials. I think we can blame the Psychic Unspectacular for maybe the small quantity of them. We'll go with that. We can't not notice this on an episode. It is enormous. It's very present. It's been very, very present in this show. Mark's poll.
Is that Mark's poll?
So, what are you looking forward to the most on the up and coming Test Your Mettle Steel type event in Pokemon GO? Had my little man with the monocle looking inquisitive and asked it out to our listeners. We had 65 people jump aboard the poll tonight. Not bad for half an hour. This was all over the place. Unlike a Formula 1 race this season, where Verstappen's walking away with it off after the first lap, Milo, but this one leads us all over the place. In 4th place, this says a lot about the Mega Aggron is what is 20% of people looking forward to the most. So the big case from Coops about the Mega, 20% of people are excited about the new Mega coming up, this new event. Bless Mega Aggron. Disappointingly, but on the podium, it led for a little bit. In 3rd place was Prinplup, the If You're Lucky encounter. 23% of people are looking forward to that the most. In 2nd, it was the Todger debut, or the roly-poly Pokemon Togedemaru making its debut with 26%. And actually, 31% of people are looking forward to the Wild Encounters the most. So there were some comments. I did say we will share the best ones on the podcast. So here we go. Mike Lucas Nukemz said, "The end of it, as this event is trash." There we go, Ian.
Thinking on your wavelength here.
Great minds.
Nakeem Browner said, "Mawile raids, gotta get me that hundo." Fair play to Nakeem. Spindiana says, "Some ace wild spawns. I'm going for the Beldum XL, Ferroseed, Nosepass, Galarian Stunfisk Shiny. Good luck, guys." Iron Pyrus has just sent us a little gif of Prinplup. Love that. Maston has said, "The non-event shiny that always fucking appears." I like that. The non-event shiny that always fucking appears. Arside 2, nice to see some new people commenting on it, has put Mega Aggron with a lovely little hearty face. Lucy Davis has said, "Wild Encounters, as I love shiny hunting wild Pokemon, need one more Ferroseed for that shiny family. I need one to start that shiny family, so good luck to you on that one, Lucy." And Jellybean has tweeted, "Looking forward to the most, not falling for the Niantic's attempt to scam me with the new box." They've just released the new boxes, and yeah, hold on to your coins.
They're
awful.
Shit. They're
awful.
Shit. Oh,
Thank you everyone for engaging on my poll this week. Thank you.
Cracking stuff. Thanks everybody for jumping on Mark's poll tonight. And speaking of Todd, I'm going to call it Todger now. I just rock with that name. Thank you very much, Marky, for rocking and rolling with your poll out. You can now zip yourself up because we've got to wrap up this week's show. What a heavy one tonight.
Well, thank you, Milo.
Yes. Thank you very much for listening as well. That is going to do it for this week's show. If you did enjoy, make sure to drop us a 5-star review. We really do appreciate those, and we read them out on the show from time to time. And of course, make sure to hit the follow or plus or whatever button that adds us to your downloaded podcasts so you never miss out on a fresh show when we drop them. That would be awesome. And also follow us on our socials at Incensed Podcast over Instagram, TikTok. We need to post some stuff on that. Twitter is where we're at mostly, as you can see. And also we have an email as well, incensedpodcast@yahoo.com. Keep up to date with all of the shenanigans that we do on our socials. And of course, we can't end the show without saying a big, big thank you to each and every one of the Patreons helping support the show. Everybody on the bronze and silver tiers, And a particularly big thank you to the gold members, who are HermesNinja, TishSmith, JB, CliffordMert, DerbyRuss, Kerry and Zachary Young, Connor Lee, Dom the Ragnarok, and new gold member, Kimber. Welcome to the Gold Squad family. Hope you can see you on the live stream and you can see the slightly disjointed chaos that goes on behind the scenes. But we're pros at this. We know what we're doing. We know what we're doing.
It's not disjointed when we put the episodes out.
That's the key thing.
It's just when we
That's
record.
the key thing. But without everybody on that Patreon helping support us, we wouldn't be able to make this podcast sound as goddamn good as it does. So we highly appreciate you. And the final thing to ask, guys, has anybody pulled anything tonight on Pokemon Go? Not TCG or One Night Stand style.
Oh.
Ian, on behalf of all of us, can you play the soundbite we're all thinking of? Correct.
Actually, no.
Now,
I have actually got something. It's not really anything to shout about, but I actually got a hundo anerith during the recording.
Oh,
did you actually?
I don't.
Hey, come on, that's something to shout about. Come on.
It's there next to the Celesteela.
Ian Waterfall.
Oh, he's actually got a Celesteela invite. Bloody hell, that's a double win for Ian.
Bloody hell, Ian.
Smug face right over there. Well, I'd say on that surprising bombshell, congrats, Ian. But we'll hopefully catch you all next week and hope Rog and Roller Community Day was a good one for you. Do take care and good night.